What's up, everybody? Rolling back again in the garage with another filter video. Filters, oil filters. Now, I shouldn't say previewed, but we went over some Fram filters and the Mobil 1 extended performance filter, which I have to say, the Fram Ultra, as you can see here, the Fram Ultra that's the part number. Fram Ultra, right there. This has a wire backing. Thick pleats. I didn't count the pleats, but as you can tell, these look pretty thick. Now, some people might not realize how thick they are, but when you compare them to other filters, you're like, those are thin compared to these. Yes, they are. So, this is the TG Fram filter. Put this in a canister and it becomes the Fram filter of death, as some people have labeled it. I decided to try it out anyway, and it was horrible. That thing lasted me a little over it lasted me a little over 5,000 miles. But I pushed it. You know me, I'm always doing crazy stuff. So I pushed it to 10. I shouldn't have done that, y'all. I really shouldn't have done that. And this is the result of me pushing it. It started to collapse. But the crazy thing is, later on down the line, I went and picked up a Mobil 1 filter. Mobil 1. I don't know why it's doing it. Made in South Korea. South Korea makes a lot of good products, not just oil filters. And when I first got it, I didn't realize it was made in South Korea. I don't even think I cared. But then when I saw that it was made in South Korea, I'm like, you know how many cell phones that I've had that were made in South Korea? Man. So, anyway, the Mobil 1 filter has no backing, no wire mesh, just hard plastic and the filter media. Synthetic blend. And for the most part, it hasn't collapsed. You can see a little breaks here and there. But this filter lasted me 10,000 miles, y'all. 10,000 miles, no backing. You can see clear through it. This one, the Fram Ultra, also lasted me 10,000 miles, but it has a wire backing. So I'm assuming that the construction of the filter gives it its longevity. However, this thing right here, not good. It lasted me a little over 5,000 miles. I pushed it to 10, and I shouldn't have done that. But, oh well. And look what happened. Look what happened. You can tell it's started to collapse. This too has no wire backing, but that's no excuse for this breaking down when this one has no wire backing either. And look at it. Compared to this. Oh, I got more evidence. I got more. Don't you worry, I got more. So I'm thinking, well, maybe since these came out, Fram's been working on something a little better. So I did my little research online. Fram was working on a better filter. A Fram titanium, but I couldn't find it for the longest. Couldn't find it. So I ended up buying a Purolator. It was either that or Wix, and I'm like, I don't like flip-flopping. So I'll try the Purolator air filter. That worked out pretty good for me. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll go ahead. A couple of months later, down the road, and I ended up buying the Purolator oil filter. After I bought it, I'm in Walmart. I'm like, you know what? I should stop by the other auto parts store on the way home just to see what type of filters they got. So I went to another outlet, and there was the Fram titanium filter. But I already had these. Specifically, one of these was already in the vehicle, but I went and bought the filter anyway for that next filter change. So before I left the oil filter aisle, I noticed the MicroGuard. Now I've used the MicroGuard air filters, but I didn't know they made oil filters. So instead of getting the cheap one, I got the extended life. Well, that brings us to the issue of today's video. I put the MicroGuard in there, and it didn't last long. I thought it was going to last 5,000 miles, maybe 8,000. I didn't think it was going to last the whole 10,000, but it says 10,000. It took me a while to realize that when I was changing fuel, where I get my fuel from, the gas added with the fuel treatment was starting to break down carbon buildup in the engine. And I could see that when I pulled off the fuel rail, took a peek inside. Couldn't see everything, but I could see some of the valves and the valve stems. And I noticed between the two times I did that, the second time, I could see the valve and the valve stems a little better. They weren't all gooked up and caked up. And I started just adding stuff up. The crazy erratic sounds when I first start of the day, the 10-20 seconds it take it for it to calm down and stop making so much noise. It was the filter. Excuse me. So I checked the filter and then I replaced it. This is the MicroGuard Extended Select extended life filter. Didn't even last 5,000 miles. I pushed it and I pushed it until it just couldn't go no more. Now, compare that to the TG filter by Fram. And you see how bad this is. But then you come over and you look at this one and it's like, what in the world? This one is even worse. It's even worse than the Fram. And again, it has no wire backing. But like I said before, that's no excuse. Not when I got a whole Mobil 1 synthetic blend filter with no wire mesh, and that one is in better condition. So, at this point, I'm not doing the Fram Ultra. I'm definitely not doing the Fram TG. That's just out of the question. So, to answer an earlier question that I posed, Mobil 1, Fram Ultra, Fram TG. No, not a good idea. I wouldn't go past Fram Ultra. If they come out with another one higher than the Fram Titanium, I'll probably grab one of those, see how good it is. But anything under Fram Ultra, no. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. You want to keep your car running? Get you some good quality oil, good quality gas. Every few oil changes, you might want to throw in a fuel treatment to keep everything clean. Maintenance isn't always about, okay, it's messed up, let me fix it. Maintenance can also be about keeping it running good instead of waiting until it breaks down. Think about that. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I'll get back with you. Till next time. Hey, see you out on the road.